In this lecture, we are going to discuss the data types in a programming language. There are the three broad categories of the data types: basic data types, derived data types, user-defined data types. Basic data types are those by which we can create the simple variables. The basic data type and uh, derived data types and user-defined data types. So these data types, we will define these data types in detail. Basic data types generally used to represent the integers. Integers can be defined by the simple letters int. Int is what? Integer data type. If you want to define some variable of integer data type, you can use the letter int. The int for the integer data type, and character data type char with some variations. Float data type and double data type. Float are, what is the difference between the integer and characters? Integers are the whole numbers, while characters are alphabets. Characters are enclosed in ABCD in the single quotes. So this is character. 7 is an integer, and float is 1.35 is a float, and long float is double. So what is the difference between the float and the double? Float and the double, these two are continuous data types. Continuous means it may contains whole number as well as fractions. A small level fractions can be stored into the float, and a very large numbers can be stored into the double. So there are certain restrictions how long it will be, and what is the minimum and the maximum range of the float, and what is the minimum and the maximum range of the double. I will describe them later on, but right now you can understand that a small continuous data can be stored into the float, and a very large data can be, which may be in whole number as well as in fraction, can be stored in double. But characters are the single characters, and integers are the whole numbers that may have a very specified range. Now these are the derived data types. Suppose strings. The strings are what? String is a sequence of characters. So from character we can make strings. So that can be our derived data type. So I am not describing the derived data type here right now in this lecture. And user-defined data type, in which I can declare the record of a customer, the record of a bank account holder, and enumerated data type, union data type. These data types will be described later on in this course. This is the list of basic data types. So you can understand what the data types are. Character contains how much byte the characters contain, 1 byte. Minimum value that character may hold -128, and the maximum value that can hold 127. But the number of bytes used whenever it is stored into the memory, it consumes 1 byte, because one character actually represents the one alphabet, like A grade of a student. A grade of a student can be written as A. And characters should be enclosed, character constants should be enclosed within the single quotes. Unsigned character, if you are defining the character as unsigned, so the negative characters will be converted to the positive sides. So limits will be double from 0 to 255. Integer has two variations. In the old version, it uses the 2 bytes. In the newer version, it uses the 4 bytes. And it may be from -32,768 up to 32,767. So this is the range for the integer variable. If you want to store some integers, which is 32,768, so this is not enough for that number, because 32,767 is the last limit that can I store into the integer variable. Unsigned integer has a double range. Has 2 bytes or 4 bytes. In the older version, it can consume 2 bytes, and in a newer version, it consumes 4 bytes. And the negative list will be converted towards the positive side. So it can store from 0 to 65,535. If I want to store 66,000 into an unsigned integer variable, then it makes an error because there is no room to accommodate such a large number into the unsigned int. So I have to describe long int in that case. The long int, unsigned int, and long int. So very long integer. It consumes a 4 byte, but you can see the limit as maximum as this number and as minimum as this number. We can hold the data from this range into the long integer. So it's totally depend on the user. What is the size of the variable you want to create? If you want to create the small size data, just use int. If you want to create a long int, then you can accommodate as maximum as this number into the, and as minimum as this number into the long int variable. And unsigned long int can be doubled. This is 2147, this is 429, because the negative range will be converted toward the top positive side, so that I have a very large positive number that can I store into the long int variable. Now the three last element in this list belongs to the continuous data. This is for integer, means discrete data. In data science, I use the term discrete data and continuous data. So all these elements are discrete data. Discrete data contains whole numbers. So all of these are the whole numbers. And this is continuous data. Continuous data contains whole numbers as well as fraction. Continuous data. So discrete data and continuous data, there are the two types of data. For discrete data, I have the 5 or 6 options to store into the variables. And for continuous data, I have 3 options to store into a variable. Now, constants. So what is the difference between a variable and constant? St name is a variable, and I gave you an example. Amir is a constant. So Amir is a constant, st name is a variable, equal to is an operator, and this complete line is called statement. So you should be familiar and recognize what his statement is. This is called assignment statement. What is the meaning of assignment statement? The constant Amir will be stored in a variable st name. So in memory, a variable st name should be there, and it can store some data, and that data which I put it into this variable is Amir. So Amir is a constant and st name is a variable. Now, types of constants, there may be the integer constant, there may be the fractional constants, and fractional constants are also called floating point constant and string constant. So Amir is a string constant because I told you if a sequence of character I have, we can use the term string for it. Character constant, and I'm giving some examples of each constant here. 7, 9, 532. These are the example of integer constant. Character constant, grade A, blood group O, These are the example of character constant. Character constant should be enclosed within the single quotes, and it comprised on one character. This is also a one character constant. Suppose if I use 7 in the single quotes, so this is not a integer constant, this is becomes a character constant. So we can store the digit into the character constant, but the treatment that compiler will do on these two types of constant will be entirely different. I can use arithmetic on the integer constant, but I cannot do arithmetic here in this 7. Now, floating point constants, fractional constants, suppose 153.79. So this is floating point constants. And string constants are what? The character A, M, I used. So string constants are in double quotes, character constants are in single quotes, integer constants are in whole numbers, and floating point constants may be in fractions, or they may be in whole numbers. Suppose 53. So when I store 53 in a floating point constant, it will be contains 53.000 because floating point constants have decimal fractions in it. Now, how the variables are declared. So this is the format of declaring statement. So this is called declaration statement. You have to define the data types, variable name, semicolon. Suppose I want to create a constant grade. The grade is a character constant. So I have to write down the char data type, and the name of the variable is grade, grade, and semicolon. So what this statement does, this statement will create a variable named grade into the memory, and the variable type of this grade variable is character. Then later on, I can use the grade variable to assign some data. The next statement I can assign grade is equal to C. So this is one statement. This is called declaration statement. Declaration statement. And this is called assignment statement. So first you have to declare a variable, then you can assign some data into that variable. This is called assignment statement. Assignment statement. But we can do both of them in one line. So there is another option. I can use both of them in one line. I can write down these two as character grade is equal F semicolon. So this is declaration and this is assignment. The assignment and declaration can be done in one line. This is called assignment and declaration statement at a time. So we can use either we can use separate declaration and then separate assignment, or we can do both at a time in one line. Both are valid in this compiler or in this language. The rules of naming variables, I already described them. What are the expressions? This is very important thing. Expression are what? Expressions are the statement or the instructions to compute or perform some operations. Suppose X is a variable, Y is another variable. So X plus Y is what? X plus Y is an expression. So expression is any combination of constant, variable, and functions connected by operators. So what are the expressions? Expression contains number one. It may contains variable. It can contains constants. And it can contains operators like plus minus. It can contains functions like root. So an expression may have one or two or all of these things. The example is 2x plus 3y. So this is one complete expression. 2 is a constant, into is a operator, x is a variable, plus is the operator, 3 is a constant, into is the operator, y is a. As a collection, I can use the term expression for it. So this is one complete expression. This is another expression. So expression are what? And expression are the collection of any or all of these that govern some specific rule. Rules are what? Asterisk cannot be written before. This is invalid. Suppose if I am writing 2 into x, 2 into x, I am writing like this. So this is invalid because into should be in between the 2 and x. So this is called valid expression. This is called invalid expression. So valid expression are what? In which we have operands on the left and right, and operator will be in between. So this is operator, this is operand, left operand, right operand. There is a very long list of different expressions we have here, depending on the type of data. Expression may be logical expression, maybe numeric expression, maybe there is a detailed list here that I am going to describe here. The operators are what? So firstly, I am going to define the operator. Plus is the operator here. Plus, minus, multiply, divide, these are operators. So extensive list of operators there are in this language. The first one is the operator, arithmetic operator. Arithmetic operators are what? Arithmetic operator like very simple, plus, minus, multiply, divide. These are arithmetic operators. The next one is unary operator. Unary operator, arithmetic operators are binary. Binary means what? If I am using plus, so this will be like x plus y. So plus will be in between. That is why we call it as a binary operator. And 2 into x is a binary operator because into needs 2 operand. One is on the left, other is on the right. Unary operator are those which needs one operand. Like suppose I want to define minus 5. So minus 5 is what? There is no other symbol I have here. Minus 5 is called unary operator. Minus x is called unary operator because we have only the one operator and one operand. So unary means one, or binary means the two. It needs two operands. It needs one operand. Now the relational operator like greater than, less than, not equal to, and equal to. So these are the relational operator. Greater than, less than, not equal to, double equal to, less than or equal to, greater than or equal to. These operators are called relational operators. Next one is the logical operators. Logical operators are not or. Not or, these are logical operators. Assignment operators are equal to, plus equal to, minus equal to. These are called assignment operator. I will define each and every operator in detail in this lecture, but initially I am going to complete the list here. Conditional operator is question mark. This is called conditional operator, and some bitwise operators and special operators will define later on this presentation. So this is the complete list of operators in this language. Now, one by one, I will describe these operators. Arithmetic operators: plus, minus, multiply, divide, percent. So these are the 5 arithmetic operators. And all of you have to understand what these operators can do for us. A plus B. So A plus B plus is the arithmetic operator. If the value of A is 4 and the value of B is 2, then the answer will be 6. So you have not to write is equal to sign here. The answer is written here. Minus A minus B is 2. Into A into B is 8. A slash B is 4 divided by 2 is 2. And modulus operator will do what? Modulus operator will give you the remainder operator. I can call it as a remainder operator. It will provide us a remainder. Remainder is what? Whenever I will divide 4 by 2, so it will completely divisible by 2. The remainder is what? Remainder is 0. If I divide 3 by 2, so 2 ones are 2. So remainder is what? Remainder is 1. Remainder is 1. So remainder is what? Remainder is basically the elements which remains after the division when we have remaining one element before decimal place. So do not place the decimal point into the division, but just count what is the remainder of that. So that can be done by using the percent operator. So this is not calculating the percentage. Someone of you will assume that this will calculate the percentage. This will not calculate the percentage. This will give you the remainder. Suppose if I am interested, one more example I am going to give here for remainder operator. Suppose I want to divide 5 by 3. The 5 by 3 will be written in this language as 5% 3. So 5 by 3, 5% 3. 5% 3 means what? 5 will be divided by 3. 3 ones are 3. Remainder is what? Remainder is 2. The answer of this command will be what? Answer of this command will be 2, because the remainder is, when we divide 5 by 3, the remainder will be 2. Now the next is the unary operator. Unary operator in this language is R4, plus, minus, plus, plus, minus, minus. Plus, plus and minus, minus are basically incremental operator. When we write down the plus, plus count, so the value of the variable count will be increased by 1 automatically. Okay, plus, plus 1 increased by 1, or minus, minus 1 decrease by 1. So if the value of x is 5, suppose I declare a variable x like it, int x is equal 3. So what is the value of 3? What is the value of x? Value of x is 3. If I am writing plus, plus x, so what will be the value after this line? The value of x will becomes 4, because plus, plus x will increase one value of variable x. The value of x will be increased by 1. So initially the value of x was 3, because I created a variable in line number 1. The name of the variable is x, and I assign the value 3 to this variable x. The value of x is 3 at this statement. After completing the second statement, the value of x will be increased by 1, because plus, plus x will increase the value of x. So if I check the value of the variable x right now, the value of x right now will be 4, because after the second line, value of x will be increased by 1. Similarly, if I am using this plus, plus several times, so every time one more value will be added into the variable. So these two operators, suppose in the same way I can use minus, minus x. Minus, minus x will do what? Decrease one value of x. So increase one value of x is called increment operator, and decrease one value of x is decrease operator, and writing statement of what? Plus, plus variable, minus, minus variable. So this is the style of writing this. And this is the list of relational operator: less than, equal to, greater than or equal to, is equal to. Double equal to is what? Is equal to, and not equal to. So these are very fundamental elements. And if I am writing these statement like A is less than B, the answer is yes. Yes, if A is 10 and B is 20, A is less than B. Yes, the A is less than B. A is less than or equal to B. Yes, the A is less than or equal to B, because it is less than, not equal to. A is greater than B. No, it is not greater than B. False. A is greater than or equal to B. A is greater than or equal to B, the answer is no, because A is not greater than B and A is not equal to B. The correct answer is 0 here. The answer is not 1. The answer will be 0 here. So 0 indicates the condition is false. 1 indicates the condition is true. A is equal to B. So these are basically used in conditions. Whether Ajmal is got the same marks as Basit. So we have to write down Ajmal marks is equal to the Basit marks. This is the equal to sign. So not equal to the age of Ahmad is not equal to the age of Amir. So if they are unequal, the condition will be true. If they are equal, the condition will be 1. So these operators are called relational operators. Then we have a list of logical operators. Logical operators can be written as double and, double ampersand sign, double pipe sign, and not equal to. These logical operators will be used to connect the two complete conditions. Suppose I am giving you one example. X is greater than Y. This is one complete relational expression. And I want to connect this statement by and Z is equal to P. So it's totally depend on the values of these variables. Suppose I have 4 variable X, Y, Z, and P. These are the 4 variables. And the values of X are, suppose it is 5, it is 3, it is 9, it is 2. So what is the answer of the first condition? The answer of first condition is 5 is greater than Y. The 5 is, X is 5 and Y is 3. So yes, 5 is greater than Y, it is true. I am writing T for true. And now the second condition is to be checked. Z is equal to P. The value of Z is 9. The value of P is 2. So this is not equal to P. So this is false. If one condition is true and other condition is false, and says what? And says the both should be true. So therefore the overall condition will be false, because true and false becomes false. So and condition will do what? True and true is equal true. Only one condition is true. Otherwise, all are false. True and false is false. False and true are false. And false and false are false. So and will do a different thing. And will do, if both are true, then overall is true. Otherwise, overall is false. In a very simple condition, if I am saying that today is Wednesday. This is one complete condition. Balki I am writing in a question mark. Is today Wednesday? This is conditional statement. And another thing I am putting here is, and is today hot? So I have two conditions here. First condition is today Wednesday? Yes, today is Wednesday. Is today hot? Yes, today is hot. So and do will what? And do will what? Yes, if both of the conditions are true, then we can say that the overall condition is true. So this is called logical operator. The logical operators are very important to combine two or more conditions. So I have the two options here. Double ampersand sign will do and, double pipe sign will do or. If I put an or here, is today Wednesday, and instead of using and, I am using or. This is or. Is today hot? So that condition will becomes false because today is Wednesday, yes, or today is hard, yes, the overall will be hard. Overall will be true. So I have a truth table of both of these. This is the truth table of and now I am writing the truth table of or. What is the truth table of or? Truth table of or is if any of the condition is true, then the or is true. This is the truth table of or. True or true is true. True or false is true. False or true is true. And false or false is false. So this is true, not false. This is true. The true or true is true. If any of the condition is true, then the overall will becomes true. If any of the condition is false, then overall is false. So that is the difference between the in three situation it will be false, and in one situation it will be true. In three situation it will be true, and in one situation it will be false. So that this is called truth table. Truth table is what? Truth table will give us a complete picture of what about truth table. This is the truth table of and, this is the truth table of or. Now these are the logical operators. Assignment operators are a very extensive list of assignment operator: plus equal to, minus equal to, multiply equal to, divide equal to, percent equal to, double greater than equal to, double less than equal to, and equal to, not or equal to, and power equal to, and all has this meanings here. If I am writing it as plus a plus equal b, the writing style, these are binary operators. A plus equal to b means a is equal to a plus b. This is the output. A minus equal to b, a is equal to a minus b. What is a into equal b is equal to a into a is equal to a into b, and so on. In the same way, these assignments operator work. So I will describe these assignments operator later on when I will describe one complete example of a program. Now going to the conditional operator. Conditional operator is one only. It is question mark colon. How it will be write down? It will be write down as you have to write down the condition first. To write down the condition, any condition. Then you have to place a question mark with the colon sign. Then you have what to do when the condition is true, and what to do if the condition false. Condition false. Then there is a semicolon over there. I put a wrong symbol here. This is not condition question mark true colon false. If the condition is true, then this action will be taken. If the condition is true, this action will be taken. If condition is false, this action will be taken. I am writing one complete statement here. Condition is what? Is today hot? This is condition. Is today hot? So what action to be do whenever it is hot? Turn on AC. This action will be performed. Colon, if it is not hot, then turn on heater. And then in last you have a semicolon. So this is condition. You have to decide is today hot or not. If it is hot, then this action will be taken. What this action is, your air conditioner will be turned on. If this action will be taken, this will be rejected. This will be rejected if it is hot. If it is not hot, suppose the temperature today is 10 degree or 5 degree, so it is not hot. So this is not the action which is taken by the language. That is the action to be taken by the language. So any of these two action will be taken on the depending on the condition. Condition is true, then this action will be taken. If condition is false, then this action will be taken. So this is called conditional operator. Now last is the bitwise operator, but I will describe the bitwise operator later on because it has a high complexity, and the truth table you can see here on the left side. So I am going to left this slide because bitwise operator will be defined after 2 or 3 lectures. And similarly, I will describe this special operator later on. Now, the next element is the precedence of operators. So I will record this precedence of operator in a separate window, separate recording. So I'm going to stop the recording.